Hi everyone, welcome back. I just wanted to finish up this card that I was supposed to be making on the last video. And the last video we started off with this one that I'll be sending off sometime soon to my boyfriend. And then I had this beautiful paper all ready to go and I cut it wrong. So I'll just have to use these two on a smaller size card. So here we are with this one. And it is good to go. Now I will be cutting this with you, the next one with you. And I just want to make sure I'm doing this right. And I'm trying to cut this perforation off from tearing it. So let's go ahead and do that really quickly. So much for really quickly, huh? This paper pad that I'm using is Moonstruck. It's called Moonstruck from Pink Paisley. I picked it up at Joann Fabric. When did I pick it up? A couple of days ago. I was there looking for something particular they didn't have. Of course they didn't have it. I am noticing that in this area, a lot of stuff that everyone else gets in other areas, the store where I live rarely gets it. And I am trying to figure out why I'm thinking it's these cards, but I don't want to blame it on that. But all of them are off by a smidge, like a little bit of this and a little bit of that, which is a little bit disappointing that I have to keep cutting the paper. I really, measure twice, cut once. I've measured it a few times and I still have to chop it off more than I really want to. I don't want to, because I can't, well, I don't plan on doing anything with this little sliver, if that makes any sense to you. I don't want to use slivers of paper. I want to just go ahead and, get a good cut the first time, not get slivers. Okay, so I'm going to cut the rest of this down and come back when it's all done. These card bases are not scored evenly at all. They are very crooked, so I'm just going to take the edges and butt them right up against each other and then redefine the score line. I often wonder about some of the things that I get from Tuesday morning. I think some of it is the oops pile sometimes, because sometimes it's a lot of stuff that's off, like this one. Look, if I was to fold it according to that line, you see it's off right here. So that's why I always wonder if it's like a oops pile or almost perfect, or is it actually perfect. And even the good ones, they don't go to Tuesday morning. That actually go to wherever they sell their product normally, is a little bit off as well. Because sometimes when you use the material, and I know I'm speaking for myself right here, but I would think that a lot of people will probably think, is it me? Is something wrong with me? Why is my folds off? Like this one is almost right, but still just a hair off. And for myself, because I have just started to feel like I'm getting a better cut when I'm cutting my papers, it is very worrisome to have a crooked line, even though you tried your best to not have a crooked line. I'm going to round my corners. So last year, 2016, even though 2017 is almost over. This is the 31st of December. Around this time last year, I was doing the 12 days of Christmas, I believe. Because technically the 12 days of Christmas is after Christmas, I think. That's how, when I read it, maybe I misunderstood it. But I always thought the 12 days of Christmas was the 12 days before Christmas. But whatever. So I'm going to round all my corners and then I'll come back and then we can assemble the cards together. So last year around this time, December 2016, I was sick. Can you believe it that I'm not sick, but I am sick? I didn't have a cold. I had a cold. My voice was gone. I was very hoarse. It was just a mess around this time. I was just not feeling great. So this year, my voice is still almost there. The weather is crazy here lately. Actually, from what I've noticed, the weather is crazy throughout the United States. So just make sure this card does not come up. And we're going to apply it down. Make sure you get it on the right open. And then here you go. And it's almost too good to be true that the edges actually line up pretty well, not too crooked. Of course I say that and then I start to varnish, and then once I turn it over I'll be like, oh, it's crooked, no. Just varnishing it down. Okay, that's one. This is a very plain card. I am going to zhuzh it up just a little bit, not too much. Because some of these cards that I'm making are for my, I'm doing a swap, and I don't want to, I'm going to be making cards to put in a swap for the person to receive, so she can do whatever she wants with the cards afterwards. But I love this one, like the ombre effect of these butterflies. Super cute. And I couldn't find, if you watched the previous video, you'll know that I couldn't find, well, I was having a hard time in my head trying to find a paper that would look good with this one. And I think that this yellow does it great, you know, does it some justice. That one's a little bit off right here, but that's okay. Not going to beat up myself over that. You know, it's funny, if you have one of these tape runners, if you have the ATG gun, the ATG Advanced something tape glider, I think that's what it's called, or adhesive tape glider, one of the two. When you first get it, it's heavy because you have a lot of glue on the spool. But as you start to use it, it gets lighter and lighter and lighter. I like this paper so much. It's really, really pretty. Again, I couldn't find a good color to go with it. And I did not use craft, only because I wanted to kind of step out of my craft circle. But I will not be leaving it far behind, that is for sure. I just didn't want to put craft on these colors. I just thought that it needed a lighter, brighter color. Okay. I pulled it up, it's still crooked. Let's see. One more time. One more time. Put a little bit more adhesive down since I pulled it up a few times. You hear that clicking in the background? I am doing a laundry. I'm not sure if you all have a superstition for the new year that says if you have dirty clothes on New Year's, besides like regular clothes that you've worn that day or whatever, then you have dirty clothes all year round, or you'll be doing laundry all year round. Same with dirty dishes and things like that. So I do have some southern superstitions. I'm not sure if it's throughout America, but I know a lot of cultures have superstitions. So yeah, let me know what some of yours are in the comment section. Nothing too crazy like where people get hurt or whatever. Excuse me. I do know we have another one, like if a black cat crosses your path, you have to turn around and go the opposite direction, or you have bad luck, you know, things like that. So I pulled out some washi tape. I don't know who makes this. I think it's a Michaels. I think it's Michaels. No, this is Hobby Lobby, but I'm not sure what it came with. So I'm thinking I'm going to try to do a strip of washi in here. I'm not sure. Maybe not. It's really pretty though. I'll use that at some point. I need a sentiment or something to go on here because it cannot stay like this. So I decided to go with a doggy stamp. And it is a Fiskars, I believe. I don't know what I did with my packaging. And it says, "You make my whale tag." And I'm going to be using this little dog because he looks like his tail is wagging. And I'm going to be using some Memento Tuxedo black ink. And I hope it comes out well. I did not condition these stamps. I find that I don't have to condition the clear stamps as much as other people may have to. I'm not sure why, but I don't. But what I am going to do is I am going to stamp it out on something first before I stamp it out on this. And I did this on another project. It's a unicorn right there. You can't really see it. That unicorn stamp I'm very disappointed in. Alright. And see, this little doggy did not come out the way I wanted it to. So let's try it again. And I'm going to have to switch inks. So give me 1 second. Okay, so I did not like how it came out. I heat embossed it, which made it look even crazier. It has a lot of little dots around because it wasn't a good clean stamp. But I actually don't mind it being kind of shaky, like because you know some dogs are nervous, I guess. But this is just not a good creation. So I'm going to probably just put this in my waste pile and keep on moving. I'm not going to get too upset about anything because, you know, it happens from time to time. It does happen. So what I am going to do with these other two is just leave them alone. That's what I've come to the conclusion of, is leaving them alone. Sometimes you can screw things up, and then the more you mess with it, the worse it becomes. So I'm just going to leave all the card making stuff alone for today. Well, for now. And go back and reassess things and come back with something else. So I want to say thank you all for watching this crazy video. Because look at it. And I don't even know how to really heat emboss yet. So I may keep practicing it. I don't know. We'll see. Happy crafting.